I'm holding my microphone upside down, so let's fix that. That's better.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to this channel. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new here, my name is Sophie Waddington, and on this channel, we talk about all things manifestation and mindset. For anybody that's just come across me for the first time, I also have a podcast called Empire State with Sophie Waddington, and there are like 146 episodes on there that you can go and listen to. If you enjoy this video of a similar vibe, and if you are listening on the podcast, come and subscribe to my channel on YouTube, where you will be able to see my additional content that I post. I'm posting shorts on there pretty much every day at the minute. So come and follow me on there as well. So today we're going to address a little misconception that comes up in the manifestation world because there are lots of people being held back by the misunderstanding of what this means. So, in a lot of the main teachings of manifestation, for example, Neville Goddard, people like Wayne Dyer have mentioned this before, lots and lots of people who are well known teachers of manifestation. They use the word feeling. So, the feeling of the wish fulfilled, feeling is the secret, things like that. And a lot of the community of manifestation is based around law of attraction, which is something that I don't teach on this channel. Law of attraction says that everything is outside of you and that you are almost magnetizing it in. So you are putting your faith, I suppose, in something outside of you, often referred to as the universe, and you are asking, believing, receiving, and part of that is having to step into the feeling. Now, if you come across law of attraction content, a lot of the stuff that's taught around the word feeling is based in emotion. That's not correct, guys. Emotion is not what these people, these big teachers of manifestation, mean when they say feeling is the secret. So that misconception of using the word feeling as a replacement for the word emotion is keeping people stuck. So let me explain a little bit about that. If you have been introduced to manifestation via law of attraction, you'll probably be very familiar with the focus on gratitude, on this feeling of gratitude, of having to force yourself into this high emotional state and not really addressing any of the thoughts that are going on in the background, not addressing the identity, just focusing on being in a high vibe, it's sometimes called. And that's really difficult to do because if you are holding an identity of somebody who has not got that thing that you desire, or if you are going through something in the 3D that is making you feel a certain way and you're trying to just put all your energy on becoming grateful and joyful, that's fucking hard and it's not very effective, at least not in my experience. The real meaning behind feeling is the secret, or the feeling of the wish fulfilled, or anything to do with the word feeling when it comes to manifestation, is the sensation that it's done, the knowing that it's done. When we naturally say the words I feel, we sometimes follow that up with an emotion. I feel upset. I feel happy. I feel grateful. I feel excited. So that's where this idea has come from. But we can also say, I feel like it's going to rain today. Well, that's nothing to do with an emotion. Oh, I feel like I'm on a boat. That's nothing to do with an emotion. I feel like I'm lying at the beach. That's nothing to do with an emotion. So there are emotions involved in that imaginary act of feeling as if something is real, but they're only a small part of it. And they are not the focus when it comes to manifestation. When you hear about the word feeling, you need to understand that that means feeling as if it's done, knowing it's done, and living from that state as if it's done. And that is what will allow it to come in to your 3D reality. What plugs us into our 3D reality at the minute is our five senses. So when we close those off, when we stop listening to the outside world, maybe we put some headphones on, maybe we close our eyes, we do all those things to try and shut ourselves off from the 3D world, we are getting closer and closer to our consciousness. Like imagine it like a light. You're making that light even brighter so that you can see it easier. So if I ask you to imagine something, you'll probably close your eyes because it's easier to imagine something for most people when they close their eyes. When you close your eyes and you go back to just being consciousness and you block out the 3D world, you can go anywhere you like. You can go to the beach, you can go to another part of the world using your imagination. You can put yourself in pretty much any scenario and you can experience it as if it's real. And that's a bit of a skill as well. If you're not very good at visualization, I get that because I'm not very good at it either. But what I'm saying is, with our consciousness, we are able to create anything. And when we live dominantly in that state of knowing that it's done, regardless of what's going on in our 3D reality at the minute, and we prioritize a feeling as if it's done, that is what allows it to come into our 3D. So, the best analogy that I can use for this to explain sort of how it's happening is if you are listening to the radio right now, you would turn the radio on and let's say that you've got Smooth FM on, right? So you're listening to a song on the radio, you know that there are other radio stations, hundreds, if not thousands, of other radio stations playing different music, yet you can't hear it because you are not tuned in to the frequency of that channel. That's another word I'm going to mention in a minute. So, if you were to change the channel and let's say you put capital radio on, you will be listening to different music because you were tuned in to a different frequency. Even though you know that the other channels are still playing, that is still real. That's exactly like different versions of our reality. We can tap into any version that we can imagine. So, all of the possibilities that you can imagine are like different radio frequencies. They are happening, they are real. You're just not tuned into that frequency. And again, frequency is something that is mixed up with emotions. Emotions are not frequency. Yeah, there's some links to emotions and frequency, which I won't go into in this video, but the frequency is talking about moving into a state where it feels real, where that feels real and tapping into that. So the equivalent of me turning the radio from Smooth FM to Capital FM would be to stop listening to the song that's coming out of the speakers. Just sort of tune out of it. Don't listen to it, even though it's playing, even though physically with my ears I can hear it. And imagine another song playing on a different channel. Now, what would happen is it's like instead of turning the dial physically, this is the equivalent to what would happen is the dial would start to turn and soon the music that you were imagining up here would play out of the speakers because you've tuned into that frequency. You have stepped into the feeling of that being your reality. You have made it real by feeling it real. So again, when we talk about feeling it real, that's another term that's used in the manifestation world. It's not about emotions. You are projecting everything out into your 3D world. You're the person who is in control. There's no universe that's saying, oh, you can have that when it's divine timing, when it's right, I'll give it to you. If you just ask and hope and believe and accept that it's not for you or that it is for you, no, that's just giving your power away. When you accept that you are the only person creating your reality, then you can actually start to create it because you can start to consistently tune in to the frequency of what you desire by feeling as if it's done. So, let me give you this example. You have to make something normal for you in order to experience it. So, if you've got something in your reality right now, let's say you've got I don't know, a husband or a house or a job that at some point you really wanted, but now it feels normal. You've got it now and it feels normal. It feels safe. It feels secure. Do you feel like in order to keep that, you have to be constantly in a state of excitement or like overwhelming gratitude all the time? No, you don't. You don't have to feel like that because it's already yours. It's normal. It's already done. You expect it. You assume that it's there. It's a baseline for you. So when you can tap into that feeling for the thing that you currently desire, that also will come into the 3D because you've made it your assumption. You've made it your expectation. You have stepped into the identity of the person who has that thing. So, a good indicator as to whether or not you are going to experience this in the 3D is, are you still looking for it? Are you still thinking, where the fuck is it? Where is it? Like, why is it not here yet? Oh, like, well, that's going on in the 3D and that's making me feel so. No, if you are feeling any of those things, I can tell you right now, you're still keeping yourself in the waiting room. Because in order to experience it in the 3D, you must feel as if you already have it. And I know that's a weird concept, but give yourself some examples of what you've already created in your everyday life that you once didn't have. Tap into the feeling of already having your desire. Stop putting it on a pedestal. Stop trying to make yourself feel grateful and joyful and all of these things that are at the top of the emotional frequency scale. Yeah, they're really good feelings. There's nothing wrong with them. But forcing yourself into those feelings is not what's going to work for you, babe. That's not how things work. So, from now on, going forward, when you watch any manifestation content online, which I know you will because it's fucking very addictive, isn't it? If you are reading a book, if you are listening to somebody speak about it, whatever it is, know that when you see the word feeling, it is not talking about an emotion, it is talking about living as if it's already done. So I hope that that helped you today. Don't forget to come and subscribe to this channel, leave me a comment, like, share, do whatever you can to just make me a billionaire. And if you enjoyed this video, please come and listen to my old podcast episodes on Empower State. And if you're listening to this, come and subscribe to this channel. And I'll speak to you all soon. Love you. Bye.